Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. Let's get a quick overview of the connection. In my section, there's two pieces, one on Chromebooks, one on CEP income worksheets. Then we get into our safety tips for families this week, focusing on the Heimlich maneuver. We then get into our school and district highlights. We finish off with our recognitions. Let's get a little bit deeper into the connection. First, in my section, Chromebooks, we talk about the importance and the responsibility of Chromebooks and utilizing our Chromebooks. Our 5th through 12th graders right here in Kenton are provided a Chromebook. And folks, we have to take care of those Chromebooks. Think of it just like our old textbooks. We had to make sure that we took care of our textbooks. Students were responsible for those textbooks. They are responsible for these Chromebooks. Read that section. There's even a little piece on how you could purchase insurance for those Chromebooks. Check that out this week. Then we get into the reminder to complete your CEP income worksheets. Folks, we talked about these a few weeks ago. They're so important for funding that we get in our district, especially funding like our Title I funding. These forms absolutely bring millions of dollars of funding into the district. Please check that out and please complete those CEP forms really and send them back with your kiddos. And then we get into our safety tips for families. And this week we focus on the Heimlich maneuver. You'll understand why when we get into our recognition section. But this section under safety tips for families really focuses on the procedure of the Heimlich maneuver and really gets a little bit deeper into kiddos, talking to kiddos about being cognizant of what's going on around us, always knowing to run for help, look for help if help is needed. And this section really hits on that. There's even a video on the Heimlich maneuver in this section. Check that out with our kiddos this week. Then we get into our school and district highlights. Kenmore West parents to host meat raffle to support senior celebration. Kenmore East to host DMV approved insurance reduction class. Family Support Center to host art therapy classes. Internationally known master paper maker visits Kenmore East. East-West girls soccer teams pay tribute to the late Clarence Boatman. Kenmore West hosts first blood drive of the season. Board of Education visits Franklin Middle School. Franklin Middle students learn about traditional Iroquois stories. And now we get to our recognition section. We have 3 recognitions this week. Our first recognition, focusing on that Heimlich maneuver that we talked about earlier. We recognize 3 individuals from the Kenmore East community, starting with Mr. Stephen Vigoletti, one of our teachers that performed the Heimlich on one of our students this week and really went right into action right away. Steve, great job. And 2 students that also helped Mr. Vigoletti go for help. Braden Oquendo and Liam Vandewater. So the important thing to learn from this story, folks, just like we said earlier, always be aware of what's going on around you and always be willing to help in any way that you can. Congratulations to our 3 wonderful, wonderful superstars in our district. Check out that section. Then we also get into our B&G staff recognition. You know, this past Wednesday was our celebration of B&G Buildings and Grounds staff recognition. It was National Custodian Appreciation Day. And our B&G department, led by Director of Facilities Tim Ames and Assistant Director David Salato, the scope of all of our B&G department is just outstanding and astounding. They are responsible for maintaining approximately 2 million square feet of floor space in 17 different buildings, as well as 98 acres of property, which include 8 playgrounds, 18 soccer fields, 22 baseball, softball diamonds, 28 tennis courts, 2 football stadiums, 5 pools. The list goes on and on. Folks, they are the definition of the people that work behind the scenes to give our kiddos such a great environment to learn and play in. Thank you very much to our B&G staff. You are second to none. And we finish off with our coaches. Our coaches are our 3rd recognition this week. They are last, but certainly not least. You know, folks, we celebrate, and we're going to celebrate coaches this Monday, October 7th. I like celebrating coaches all the time because coaches are the example of what we want all teaching to be. willing to model for our students all the time and willing to forge those relationships with students and families that make the complete difference in our students' lives. Thank you to all of our coaches. Thank you for giving of your time, and thank you for giving of your skill. Our coaches, once again, just like B&G, are second to none. And folks, that brings us to the end of the connection for this week. And I can't believe it. It's already October 1st. And I would encourage all of our families, continue talking to those kiddos about keeping their eye on the prize, keeping focused, finishing strongly. Wonderful autumn season that we're having here. And we really just want to maintain that focus, because together that will develop that Kenton pride. Together, it will bring our strength forward in our kiddos, and together it will help us moving Kenton and all of our kids forward. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.